moving on to Stranger Things, and this is where I'm going to shut my mouth because I have not seen Stranger Things, but I am very, very curious as to what you guys think because that shit looks amazing.
No, you know what, April, you take it from here because like you don't be on the MCA for one a lot, and I'm actually curious to hear your opinions about the show.
You go on, baby. You show them how much you know about the television. You go on.
You go on.
Okay, hi. My name's April. And talk about your things. No, but seriously, the show is it's so good. The actors on it, they're amazing. I actually saw some stats today, and it was watched like 44 million times. And the number 2 show was Orange Is the New Black, and it was watched like 14 million times. So it's like a huge gap. I think the reason this show is so popular is because if you look at the fans, it's like half kids and it's half adults, and kids are just like super loyal. When they're into something, they like follow it all the way. And you know, like the first like 2 episodes, they were a little slow. I honestly think if they would have put like the first 1 and 2 episodes together, it would have had like a better flow. But by episode 3, it just hit the ground running, and I just couldn't stop watching. I like to hear what Allie thinks about it though, because she stuck with it from the beginning. So I want to hear like her initial thoughts, like what made her like just go for it.
Okay, well, actually, I was kind of like on par with how I felt with, you know, like you felt first with the show. I thought at first like, okay, this is okay, but it's not really grabbing me. The thing that really started to grab me first was that monster, like that you're showing right now.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
So good.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, what the heck is that? Okay, you got me. And when, you know, Will finally went missing, that's when it really started. This is when I started getting more into it. But I would say probably like the second episode, I was definitely hooked. I felt like as the show went on, you know, I love how, you know, things were revealed about characters. You thought they were going to go in this really cliche direction, and they went the opposite, which was really nice. And it was just, I just loved the whole feel. Like, I watched this with my mom. I rewatched this with my mom, and she genuinely thought this was filmed in the 80s. That's
wow.
Yeah, and you know, she lived through the 80s, so you know, of course, it was really kind of cool to have that reaction from her. She's like, well, this was shot like a long time ago, right? And I'm like, no, it was just released a couple of months ago. So, you know, it was really cool. Like, it really does feel like an authentic 80s movie. And I just love the narrative. I just felt like it just picked up and it just kept going, and it got better and better as each episode goes on.
I mean, it does subtle things, and actually to like, it doesn't even beat you over the head with the that it's from the 80s or that it's taken from that. Like, they never actually even say the name of the year. They never even call out the year.
Just in the first part.
Exactly, first episode, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just throw a little like hints. Like the first scene, you see like these kids playing Dungeons and Dragons. Well, like that's not the first scenes, but like you see them playing Dungeons and Dragons. And then when the little boy's going home before he actually gets kidnapped by the monster, they're playing like the synthwave music from the 80s. It's just like, and then the cinematography and the shots that they have and how they use just like lights and shadows. Like it's like slight hints to like these 80 tropes, but it doesn't beat you over the head with them. And it makes the show fresh for it. So yeah, I actually agree. And to point out, and I actually want to get you guys' opinions about this, but this show, a lot of other things, because I actually just watched The Jungle Book, and I agree with Martin and Corey. That child actor was not that great. But this, people need to actually take notice with Stranger Things, because the child actors, I think that's why you said, April, the audience is so diverse, because the children, you know, relate to the other children, even though it's a different time period. And then the adults can just relate because, you know, just great dialogue.
The performances and characters are by far the best thing about the show. By far.
Can I ask, like, who's your favorite kid in the show? Like, who do you guys think gives like the best performance?
I can't remember the kid's name, but they always call him Toothless. He was really a stand-up. Like the scene where he was talking about the magnets, and he was like, "Yeah, the teacher was talking about the magnets." Do I literally have to explain this to you guys? Come on, are you this?
Oh yeah.
He seems like the smartest and kind of like the most stable one out of the kids that you have to interact with most of the time.
Yeah, it's one of those stereotype of he's always hungry.
Although his reference to the Star Wars is getting a little like, okay, now you're starting to beat me over the head with a little bit more, but it still kind of felt natural. He's like, oh my God, they sold us out. Lando. That shit was still just that also subtle detail. Like, okay, like these kids, they were relating it automatically to Dungeons and Dragons. Like they wasn't trying to sound overly smart. They sounded like kids explaining big stuff, like big concepts, like going to different universes and stuff. They call it the upside down. And going back to your point, April, when you said like what is one of your favorite characters, I was actually impressed what they did with characters like 11. She had very little dialogue, like very little dialogue. She basically
She was so cute.
Yeah, she was. She's adorable. She had very little dialogue, and most of her acting was based on body language and movements, and like one sayings. And they did a lot with that. Like it actually made her character more endearing because of it.
Yeah.
And I love what about her performance is that it really did feel like an adult in a child's body. Just her facial expressions were just so mature. You know, like she's beyond her years. You can just see.
Yeah,
And one little thing like that the brothers, the creators of the show did is like, because they like you can see like in the trailer, like she has her hair cut, like she's like got like a low hair, and in real life she had long hair. She was really nervous about doing that, and she thought like it would make her like ugly or whatever. And what the brothers did, they showed her Mad Max, Charlize Theron's character in Mad Max, and like showed her like you'll be fine with like hair like this, you'll be perfect, and that like kind of gave her a little bit of strength to just cut her hair off and like be 11.
Yeah.
Wow,
Another reason
that's
why
paying a
Mad
lot
Max is so good.
Yeah, no, it is a really surprisingly good show.
I want to ask y'all guys this too, and I'm actually still thinking about it as it goes on. Rashad, I want to ask you first. What did you feel about the series actually killing out Barb that quick?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't feel anything because like that character, like even her best friend didn't give a damn about her. Like you know what? I'm just gonna get drunk with this guy. I'm gonna leave. Oh, you'll be all right. I'm just gonna go off. Like you can find your own ride home. Like what, your parents aren't even gonna put up any letters. They're not concerned about you going. Like nobody gave a fuck about this character when she left the screen. So why should I?
That was
like why?
Defense, man.
I was wondering, does anyone actually care about Barb?
Nobody cared about Barb.
He was just a plot device to make us like more anxious because we found out Barb is dead. Spoiler alert.
No, that's spoiler discussion, so you're good.
Yeah, when 11 goes into the upside down, and it's like, oh crap, we don't know if Will is still alive. So that was the whole point of Barb's
that's
character.
exactly what she was meant for. That it was meant to show that like, yeah, this creature can kill you if it gets a hold of you, and if Will might be in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so weird because it's like she gets captured second but killed first. And I'm just like, I expected them to explain it at some point of why would the creature kill you? Why would the creature capture you?
Well,
they kind of completely
Thanks for Redhead. You can't get that off from the visual effects? Jesus Christ.
To be fair, like I feel like Will, because of the kids, his other friends he hangs around, they're very resourceful. And he was just very smart. I had a feeling like he was just a smart kid that knew how to hide from this monster, whereas Barb was like, she was
stuck down in an empty pool. She couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's all I was thinking the entire thing. I'm like, is Barb okay? Is Barb gonna make it?
It was funny too because in that one scene, I just started laughing out loud. Going back to I can't remember who said it in the call, but they were saying, "Yeah, nobody give a fuck about Barb," because that scene where her friend actually calls her mom and was like, "Yeah, she came home." She was like, "No, I didn't notice. I thought she was with you."
It's the 80s. Nobody watches their fucking kids, man.
And just like if you can just look at the character, look at the look and the way she carries herself. She has these really thick ass glasses. She's dressed as like a librarian. She's meant to be like a squirrelish to like small girl. Like she's meant to be like hidden and like nobody is supposed to see her really.
Fuckers in that school. Are you kidding me? They all dress goofy and terribly.
It's the 80s, so
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's funny because this show like it takes so much from the 80s, and I feel that that's what the first half of it was. Because me, it's like I've seen a lot of the movies is trying to emulate like the Goonies, E.T., and whatever the hell Steven Spielberg made. The first half is kind of what that is, and to me, it didn't really start unfolding until the actual mystery started unfolding. That's when it becomes a much better show, in my opinion. When you start seeing the monster, you start kind of understanding the physics and what the hell's actually going on.
to kind of piggyback on what you said, Anthony, like I love the '80s references in this movie. Like they could have beat you over the head with it, like an Adam Sandler movie does. Like just beat you over the head with '80s references in like a now period piece movie. But they really do a good job of like putting it in the background and not letting you see it. And I love the synth pop theme song. I listen to that song repeatedly because I love that theme. I love music like that so much.
The soundtrack is so good.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Like everybody's waiting for the next Young Thug, and not to disregard those albums. There's probably gonna be some good music, but everybody's waiting on that. You know, the Kid Cudi next cut. Fuck everything. I'm waiting on the Stranger Things soundtrack. Like seriously, that shit is amazing. Like I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like they just do subtle references. Like I said, that bike ride home in the first scene. It's just like some subtle synth music, and it's fucking wonderful. Like I was already hooked immediately. Okay, full on spoiler territory. But I just like the little hints and references to the okay, because at the very beginning, like this, oh my God, the show is really good with foreshadowing. But the first episode, they reference a specific comic book. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get your," I can't remember the number, but he was like, "Yeah, I want your X-Men."
X-Men 11 or something.
Yeah, X-Men or something like that. He said, "I want that." But you actually look up that the comic book, it's actually a scene where Phoenix actually like puts up somebody against like a chalkboard. And it like pretty much mirrors the exact same scene at the ending of Stranger Things. And it kind of like,
I didn't know that.
It's fucking amazing. And it's like, it alludes that they like in a way that 11 is almost like Jean Grey. And like in the sense that she will, when she returns, because let's all face it, we all think that 11 is still alive.
Oh God, this is just
something is she's not dead.
She's
gonna
not
come
dead.
back as a Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, that's
well, explain that. You gotta explain that, like how did she die and stuff like that.
Blew up.
Pretty much, they use a rock, a slingshot. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
Man, that is the funniest thing in the fucking movie where they're trying to use a slingshot. I was laughing out loud, and they straight up use it. It is hilarious.
No, it was like actually no ganja. They're actually like the black kid. That motherfucking kid is a G. That
he had a headband on. He was ready to go to war.
Yeah, but he just like slinging this shit back.
That's the only character I've liked in advertisement because he looks like some kind of like little Bruce Leroy character or some shit like the 70s.
Everybody's kind of a moron, which is hilarious.
Everybody's screaming at him saying, "Get the monster! Get the monster!" He just got the slingshot shooting rocks at the shit, and then the last one it shoots him the monster up against a chalkboard. You're like, "What the fuck? It actually worked?" But no, it's just 11. And she pushes the monster all the way back in the chalkboard, and she's pretty much like nut.
And reenact the end of X2.
Honestly, like the end of a show borrows a lot from one of my favorite movies, and that's why I was kind of just like, meh. Like if anyone has seen Wreck or Wreck 2 specifically, like that La Niña Modera, the fucking like that fucking thing that's this fucked up like deformed woman that comes after the people. At one point, she like grabs someone by the head in an upside down type world. Like they turn the lights on and off and she disappears. And at one point she grabs someone and like throws up into their mouth this like long, weird, like worm looking thing, just like at the end of Stranger Things. So that was another one of those things where I was like, I've seen it done really cool. So it I don't know. I see where it's all going.
Oh shit. I see what you're talking about. God damn. Is it this person right or this thing right here?
Yeah, that's La Niña Modera. At one point, yeah, that's the actor. He's actually physically deformed.
Oh my
That's
God.
how fucking cool that movie is. Yeah.
Going back to Stranger Things, I was pretty much like saying like the monster gets destroyed by 11 because she's actually the reason we find out she's the reason why it's there. Well, her and the scientist, because she touched the creature, opened up a portal into our world.
Well, she didn't know no better. That's on the scientists.
Yeah, she didn't know. She didn't know. They was forcing her to do that.
But, I know this is probably taken from Stephen King, but basically get Carrie and Fear and Elle. The same thing that they call them is a little girl with telekinesis.
Oh, yeah.
They make a Carrie reference in that show somewhere.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know what you're talking about, but yeah, they actually make a Carrie reference though. But yeah, pretty much she writes it out because she feels like the monster is her responsibility to kill, and they dissolve, and pretty much that. But we all conclude that 11 is pretty much still alive because the Eggo waffles that the officer, the chief of police, actually puts in that little box So
that guy's a badass.
I think that actually alludes to that. And going back to the Dark Phoenix parallel, they're actually saying a lot of speculation is going around that 11, when she revives, she's probably going to be the next monster. Like she's going to evolve into that thing or the slug. Like I'm not sure.
I think that's gonna be Will.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. What do you guys?
Yeah, what
think
the
about
hell is
that?
it?
One of those characters who we've grown to love, it could even be that toothless kid, is going to have that slug thing that kid threw up go into them. Someone
You think
It's
so?
gonna be a new monster.
I know so. I can almost guarantee it. That's exactly what happened in Wreck. And
I think what it is
what they're
based
building
on-
up to.
Because he throws it up and then he kind of starts seeing the other world. So I think Will's going to have some sort of power or some sort of vision to be able to kind of either see this thing or see
He
the
still has a
portal or
connection to the upside down.
Yeah, I think he's gonna turn bad.
What if that was the
Like it
creature's plan?
I don't
something.
think
The creature's
Like
planning
what?
to kill itself?
No, like the worms.
One at a time, y'all, one at a time.
they're using that kid the same way that the twist is that they're using the reporter in like the second Wreck. That's just a way for them to get that stuff into that world. They're just using it. So I bet you the season 2 is going to open with him throwing up more of those slugs.
Well, that's
I mean,
actually what
I'm
I want to ask you
just-
guys.
Maybe.
I could see
don't
that.
know.
Before we conclude with
Well,
spoiler
like-
time, I want to ask you guys that, by the way. How do you guys see the second season coming along? And do you think you have to wait 5 years like all the other stuff on
No.
Netflix?
It already got
It's
announced.
coming next year.
Wow. I'm
Yep.
surprised.
Damn.
Already
Is that
got
the filming in October?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 2017. I don't know when, like the beginning or the end of the year, but it just said 2017.
So do y'all think it's going to continue the high quality content it's providing you guys, or it's going to slip into that way?
Oh, dude,
Absolutely.
Netflix has been
so.
knocking it out of the park.
I don't know, Mac. People thought that about Mr. Robot after his first season.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's,
but
that's
that's
on
not
USA.
Netflix.
You have Netflix. Orange is the New Black keeps getting better every season.
No,
Yeah.
but
The production value, man, is what's going to keep these shows going. Like
Yeah.
they look so good. Like the writing, like even if it suffers a lot, I still think people will watch it.
like personally, the writing can still be good, but personally, I feel like it depends on where they go with the story. Going back to speculation, I don't know where they can pretty much go anywhere with this. But the better parallel is actually they were saying like the creature was kind of like an infestation, and they compared it to aliens. It just wants to infect other hosts. Because
Yeah,
you
that's-
see, like when they had saved the kid, he was like injecting it, like even to Barb, they was injecting the slugs into her. They was injecting other patrons and everything else.
Yeah.
So this thing is kind of like just a fungus almost. Because y'all want to hear something cool? The monster was slightly inspired by the clickers in The Last of Us.
I was just about.
Yeah,
to
I can see that by the face.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
It
that
gave off
goes-
that vibe. The whole
that
show.
goes back to like the monster being like a fungus thing. It doesn't want to kill or nothing. It just wants to spread.
Tell that to
So-
Barb.
Yeah, wait, what you say, Alan?
Tell that to Barb.
Yeah.
That is the most annoying character death I think I've ever had to sit through.
No, but it just wants to spread. So I don't know which route they're gonna take.
Different kind of spread with Barb.
But 11 could come back as quote unquote the Dark Phoenix,
Not that
or-
you could. It's
or
when.
that one kid can be like I guess a creature within himself. So I don't know. Like who?
I
whatever-
like the idea of them turning 11 into the villain. That sounds awesome, but my only fear is if they open with that, it's totally going to end with her becoming the friend again. It's totally going to end like that. There's no way that they could be like, dude, shoot her in the head. You have to kill her. Like, there's no way they're going to take out that character.
The show was good, really, really good. And my mom said it best. Miss Ryder. This is actually probably one of her best memorable roles for me, even though it was a little cartoonish at points. But you still connected with her. You still feel like, yeah, she wants to get her fucking son back, and she's gonna do whatever it takes to get her back. So I agree. So it was good. And like I said, fuck every other musical artist. Fuck Kanye, and I love Kanye. But that Stranger Things soundtrack makes this show a full price for me. Like,
Okay,
God
sweet.
damn.
Totally agree.
Oh yeah. How about you, April?
I'm gonna disagree with what Anthony said. He hit everything on the note, full price.
Oh, snippety snap. Alan, Birdman.
If you love the 80s, full price. If you don't like the 80s, give it 2 episodes. But I'd say check it out. And regardless if you like the 80s or not, definitely check it out. So, matinee?
All right,
Okay.
nice.
I agree.
Nice.
I can see that.
Okay.
Ellie.
Stranger Things, you know, again, like I really don't have much to add. Like 80s, if you like it, hey, you will love it. If you love Spielberg, if you love Stephen King, this is right up your alley. Even if you don't, I think it's worth giving it a try because you're just going to fall in love with the characters. I would give it a high full price.
All right, damn. High foot.
Nice.
Damn near almost down 6.
So I mean, I think I mentioned like in the middle of talking about it a bit that I would give it like a B, but like this is one of those things like just to switch it up from what everyone's saying because like I agree with everything that's been said. This is something I want to love. I want to love this so fucking bad, but it never clicked with me in the way that like Breaking Bad did, where it was just like jizz. Yes.
He had to wipe his screen after every episode.
Dude, after every 5 seconds, man, it was just like, shit, Walter White, I can't see your face. But like,
Someone put up that picture of Randy Marsh.
it's one of those things where like I saw the finish line the whole time. I was like, oh fuck, man, you're gonna make it. It's gonna like it just never just baffled me and just blew my mind. I want more of the what's it called? More of the upside down world.
Yeah.
More Silent Hill shit. I
Yeah.
totally agree. Full price. I want to give it more, but this is a solid B.
Which is funny you say that. Just quick point. I was watching a reference and a video, and the creators actually said, and that's as soon as they went to the upside down, I said the same thing. This reminds me of Silent Hill, and that's the inspiration for the upside down. So Silent Hill. I was like, dude.
One thing
that's
to
not
the
how
show's, to the show's credit, a bunch of people during this review they called it a movie. And that's pretty flattering for a TV show because that means it has budget, it has oomph, it has the look. So, I mean, that's just more points.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything everybody said. Like, this is a full-on 80s show from Dungeons and Dragons down to them plucking Winona Ryder right out of the 80s movies that she
down to the
invested in.
corded phone.
Yeah, like the soundtrack is awesome. I really didn't notice, like with most Netflix shows, you kind of notice a little bit of dragging, but I didn't really notice it here because it's 8 episodes instead of the usual 13 that they give to first seasons. Love the actors. All the child actors were great in this. So yeah, I give it 4 out of 5 Eggo waffles.